Hey, what's going on, everybody? Paul here, and I'll be your DM for a while. And I want to help you make epic games at your table. And tonight, I'm going to be finishing up this dungeon that we've been working on. And so, if you are new to the channel, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you being a part. If you want things like this in your inbox on a regular basis, we'll be sure to go and click that subscribe button down there, and that's what will happen. And you'll get more videos about how to create epic games at your table. And by epic, I don't mean that necessarily they're expansive, necessarily, but epic could be epic fun. It could be epic interesting. It could just be, a little bit bigger than what it is right now. And so we're going to go into where we were at before, and I'm going to give you a little breakdown of where we're at. Now, we don't have too many pages to go here, and so some things I may say no to, some things I may go, well, we may or may not do that, but we'll see. I want to be able to use everything that I can use as far as the random tables go. And so in doing the random tables, that's what I've been doing. If you have not watched anything, I have been working through this randoms table book and just creating a dungeon as I go. And so in doing that, it's been a lot of fun putting it together. And so hopefully the things I'm going to show you will be super interesting. And like I said, it could be an adventure. It could be a one shot. Could be, I don't know. It could just be an encounter. But there's lots of interesting things in here that in using random tables, I find to be a lot of fun. Because once again, random tables gives me things that I would not think of myself. And it forces me to connect dots. It forces me to take random ideas and say, how can these things fit together to make a thing, right? And so I think where we're at, and I think what we're going to do is jump right into kind of what we did before and show you kind of what we did here. So let me go ahead and bring up the other screen here. Let's see here. Bring this up if I can. And I will show you kind of where we're at, okay? And let's see if I can get it on the screen here. Let's see. We'll get it here. Don't worry. We'll get it. Here we go. I got it for you. I got it. See? All right. And let's see. We're going to put this right here so you guys can see it. So here's the dungeon you guys picked, okay? This is I put a poll up in the community, and you're welcome to go over to the community tab and still vote if you want. But as of right now, this is the dungeon that was voted on by you guys because as you see here, going through this, you have a type of where we're at here in the randomness. We have a metal fortress. It has 8 rooms, okay? And I even put the rooms down here, and I don't know if I'm going to use these or not, but you got a 20 by 30, you have another 20 by 30, an 80 by 80, a 20 by 25, a 15 by 15, a cozy circle, which I believe is supposed to be 15 as well, 15 feet. You have a small trapezoid, a spacious trapezoid, and I don't know, like I said, what those are going to include. I don't even know if I'm going to use them in the way they are, but I might. And so that will be kind of my final thing. Is putting all this together. I'll put the map together and probably on something like Roll20, something like that. And then we'll kind of really flesh it out from there. And I'll put some interesting things in there. So feel free to put your suggestions, by the way, too, as we go along. You're welcome to put your ideas down in the chat over there. Or if you're watching this later, go ahead and leave them down in the comments, okay? All right, so we have all those rooms. We have 8 rooms. Condition is long lost. The rumors, these are the rumors that are surrounding this place. There's a secret entrance. There's an unusual or supernatural weather occurrences, which I put as elementals or ice methods. You'll see why that's the case here in just a second. It has a history of accidents, right? There's a history of accidents in the area, which are, I'm going to say that they're weather related. This place was built by machine people, which I'm going to say they are Modrons. And the reason why it's really cold is because it's an iceberg. This for some reason, either the Modrons have built this or have taken it over on an iceberg, and that's what they have. It's just this huge place, And it has the. I've established that there's going to be some very long stairs that are going up to get in, and I've decided that the secret entrance is going to be the well. There's a well in here, so I'm going to put a well that you can get through, but you got to swim through the bottom. That's kind of I'm going to say that's the secret entrance. And then you have lighting. There's candles mounted. And I don't know if they're going to be magic or not. I'm going to put a little note about that. They could be magic. But they're going to be some sort of steampunky kind of thing that you're going to have there, right? So I'm going to say that they're going to be something. There's candles mounted there, but they may not be real, or they may be just magic ones or something like that. We'll see. Magical. There is some magical lighting. That's a sourceless ambient lighting. So that's kind of we'll say there's maybe a spell that has been cast there that just gives just this ambient lighting all throughout this kind of iron fortress that's there. The weather is freezing. The air quality is drafty and damp with a whistling. I put there as a whistling. Oh, I rolled up whistling. Whistling is just going. It's happening through the building. So it's drafty somewhere, right? There's some hole somewhere, or in some of the metal walls. There's some space in between there, something that where the wind's getting in. The water source is down below, and there's a well. Now, Modrons don't need a well, but there's a well in there, which makes me think there's somebody else that helped construct this or ordered it constructed with a well in it, right? Because, well, Modrons don't need water. Modrons also don't need fish, but the food source is going to be fish. There is laughter and squeaking are the noises that you hear. And what I've put on there is I'm going to say that there is some sort of toy. I'm going to say a malicious toy of some kind that is roaming around the building, laughing and squeaking. It was built either by the Modrons, or as maybe some sort of like a guard dog. That would be kind of fun. A malicious toy / dog. Okay, so you have a dog maybe that like there's a big metal dog that's like laughing and squeaking. And it's kind of like a guard dog. I don't know. We'll see. That's just an idea. Okay, and then you have smells. There's an acrid, moldy, and metallic smell. I put dragon here because a dragon could eat fish if it wanted to, right? If it was maybe a sea dragon, right? Something like that. A sea dragon. I'm going to put a sea dragon there because I think that may be what comes out of the water or that lives beneath in the waters there of the cold where the iceberg is. And then you have the approach as this long winding stairs that I have going up. And I don't mean winding as it I want to say not winding. I want to say winding. I want to say it's long. I'm just saying long stairs. Steep. Maybe that's what I want to say. Steep. Long, steep stairs. Okay. And it is guarded. Now, it is a precarious approach, and that's why, because I wanted it to be steep, and that's what makes it precarious, that there's winds and so forth that can get you, maybe grab you as you kind of climb up the stairs to the entrance. The secret entrance I also put there that's a possibility is that there's a password or key or puzzle, like these gears that you have to put together, or gears that you turn like you would on a combination lock. Something like that would be kind of the secret part of it, that you can't get in without the password or a key or the puzzle. And somehow maybe they all go together. Okay. Then you have the bottom floor, which is all going to be, it's all going to be polished metal. And that's really what some of the Modrons do. Some of the Modrons have a job, and their job is to keep all the floors solid, clean, shiny, right? Then you have the ceilings, and here's what I see the ceilings are these metal grates. So in other words, there's not like solid flooring. It's just kind of these big metal grates that are hung throughout the iron fortress, that there's all these where the Modrons kind of run in between. There's like these little bridges Things that, if you like if you think of Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, where they have all the kind of the wooden bridges that are in there that they kind of go across and whatnot. Well, not the wooden bridges. I think they did have. They had these. They had these metal things that he were running across. So kind of like that, where it's almost like, I want to say scaffolding, but that's not correct either. But like metal scaffolding or something like that. So I'm thinking that's what that's going to be. Then you have the walls. Are going to be metal. The water source is going to be the well. The room design is going to be elegant, and so it's a very fancy place. Maybe it was used for something before. We don't know what it was before. So let's see what the past is. We'll have to figure out what the past use of it was and why is it so elegant. Who was there before this? Then you have room elements. Now, these rooms, I have 8 things there, and my goal is that 8 of these rooms are going to have this. So one's going to be the well, one's going to be the tomb, a tomb of some kind. One's going to be a crypt barrow. One's going to be a maze vault, which will be interesting. Something will be back there. It'll be fun. There's a factory, and that's going to be the biggest one. I think that's going to be the 80 by 80 room. That's going to be the biggest place. Something is getting made there. What are they making? Let me go ahead and write that down. What are they making? Right? Okay. Then you have a metallic garden. And I think this would be a fun villain lair, or at least if it's not a villain, it'll be some kind of villain or henchman, right? This could be one of like number 2, number 3 henchmen, something like that. And maybe that could hang out there. The well is kind of where I'm thinking maybe the villain will be. We'll see. But either way, I'm liking either choice there. Then you have a prison and a portal. And I don't know what that portal is going to be yet. It could be magical, could be something else, but it goes somewhere. And maybe that's where the villain goes in and out of. So maybe it's a dimensional. I'm going to put dimension there. Some sort of dimensional portal. And then you have fortress elements. There's mud. So somebody's tracking in some mud. There's a symbol. I don't know what that symbol is going to be yet. There's dung heaps, which tells me I'm leaning towards the dragon again. That maybe there's a dragon in there that's kind of like leaving, it's just dumping everywhere. Who knows? But we'll see. Dung heaps. And by the way, maybe it's not. Maybe if I go with the clockwork big dog, maybe there's just big pile. The dung heaps are going to be like screws, bolts, nuts, and things like that. And maybe that will be the dung heaps, right? That this animal, this creation of the Modrons actually can leave dung heaps. It can take a dump, but its dump is quite metallic in nature. Then you have loose metal gratings. There's loose ones that are around there you got to be careful of. Etched symbols on the wall, and these symbols will match this symbol more than likely. Then you have relief carving, and you have mysterious stains. I'm going to say that's blood. That could be blood. Okay. What kind of blood that is, I don't know yet, but it could be, right? All right. And then I just put a note here about the big bad. Who's my big bad? Who lives in a big, giant iron fortress? I said, is it Dr. Doom? Does Dr. Doom look like Gene Simmons? I don't know, but that's my that's what I'm thinking. You tell me down in the chat or in the comments what you think about any of these ideas. Let's see. I'm going to move this out of the way and see if. Here we go. All right, let's go ahead and move over to this. I'm going to move here. And let's see who is here. We got a thumbs up. Hey, welcome. Whoever you may be, thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out, being a part tonight. And now I'm going to go to the rest. We're going to roll up the rest of these, and hopefully it's not going to take as long as the other ones did. This is a short set of pages. We're on page 85 of if you're not familiar, I'm going to show you the book here. Here's the book I'm working with, and that is Random Tables, Dungeons and Layers. And I'm on page 85 of a 127 book here. So what I'll do is I'll go back and forth, and I'm going to write down some things here as we go along, and then that way it'll make it a little bit easier. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and let's shoot on over to this other camera here. And there we are. We have, we're up to furniture. Now listen, I'm not going to put every room is not going to be decked out with furniture. I'm going to take some, I'm going to roll up, let's see, this is a D20 table. And so I'm going to go ahead and roll up I'm going to roll up 3 of these things. And maybe there'll be like a running thing where there's similar things in every room. And I'll once again, this is just a random table. If you're doing this, I mean, some of you might just totally deck out all your rooms and have everything in it. I'm going to keep these fairly sparse, maybe. I don't know, but I'm going to pick just a few things. I'm going to pick just a couple of things that are going to be in a couple of rooms. So let's go ahead and roll. Oh, hold on. Oh, I think I need to do this to the side. Here we go. Let's do it this way. Oh, a 20. Look at that. Rock on. All right, so perfect. There's a workbench. Okay, so there's lots of workbenches everywhere that you can find. So there's going to be some workbenches, and maybe the characters will be here to stop something that is being built. There's something being built that's not good, maybe. And yes, Modrons are lawful, but maybe they're building something and they don't know what it is. So they're not building it. They're not going to build something on something intentionally bad, maybe, or unlawful, but they may be being tricked. We'll see. But there are workbenches. All right, so let's go ahead, roll again. 14. What else do we have? These may just be... Oh, there's a throne. Oh, man, this is working out so good. That throne may be going in that metal garden. Dr. Doom would have a throne, wouldn't he? Okay. Yeah, so a garden. All right, so... And then one more. Let's pick one more. We're going to have workbenches are in there throughout the place. There's a throne in there. And there's a brazier. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll have a brazier. Maybe that will be a magic brazier of some kind. Okay, so we'll do that. All right, so we have those 3. And then we're going to turn the page. And there are some containers. So what kind of containers do we have? And every 2 pages, I'm going to go back and type some of this. Well, maybe we'll see. Maybe I won't type it in. I'm taking notes over here. So I won't take the time to type it in like I did last time. I'll just update you next time that we have it. And the next time I do a video, I'll just go ahead and show you everything that I've written down versus taking time to type it. So let's see what other thing. I'm going to pick 3 things. And these, once again, they're not going to be in every room, but these are going to be significant objects or things that the players can interact with, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and roll. An 8. 7. Oh, a cauldron. Okay, very nice. What could that cauldron be used for? Probably if it's a big cauldron, like it could be a smelting, right? Where metal is being melted, but a big smelting kind of a pot there, where iron is going in, that kind of thing. So I like cauldron. That's a good call. Let's try another one. Let's see. Is that a 9? I think that's a 9. A 9. A chest. So there will be a chest somewhere, and that will have some significance. Okay? And then it could be hopefully some money, right? Some treasure. And a 19. There is a wardrobe. Interesting. A wardrobe. Okay. All right, so there's a wardrobe. Now, like I said, there'll be other things in there, but these are be some significant containers that will be there. Cauldrons, a chest, and maybe I'll roll up how many chests, right? There's probably 1 cauldron. I may have many chests. Let's see, how many different chests will there be? Let me roll 1d12. All right, well, there'll be 2 significant chests. All right, we'll put that down. All right, and maybe the person who's in this place has like a giant wardrobe closet. Maybe they love clothes. Maybe that's their jam, right? All right, so there's some paintings. I like that idea. Why not put a painting in here? Well, whoever owned it before, the Modrons have come in, but I think, like I said, somebody has owned this before. So this is going to be a D12. You can see there's a couple of things there. So let's see. How about we'll do 3 paintings. And like I said, in doing this, I'm not marrying myself to this. It's not like, oh, that's what we're going to do necessarily. But if I do 3, that at least gives me an idea. I have 3 choices to choose from versus painting myself in a corner and saying, well, you got to use these 3 somehow, right? Okay, so moving along. So number 12, let's see. What do we get there? 12. A structure scene. This is a particular building, structure, or cityscape scene depicts the dungeon itself either in modern times or in its distant past. Perhaps at the height of its power, it may depict an important nearby structure or a city of importance to the painter. Now, I like that because that gives us a clue, right? That's a clue to what this place either was before. So I'm going to say is a picture of a structure of what this used to look like. And we'll get into that after a little bit. I think I'm going to go, let's go 3. A divine image, a specific deity or entity of godlike power is shown in its typical fashion or may have been given a reinterpretation by the painter reflecting your perspective of the being. Now, I'm going to also put in there a divine image, but I'm also going to put in there maybe a dragon. Okay, so we're going to say divine being, divine, or dragon. Okay, because I'm still thinking about this dragon. The dragon needs to maybe have a place here. Okay, and we'll do one more, and that is an 8, and that is a landscape scene. The painter has depicted a particular landscape or region of importance to them. It may be the very land where the dungeon is located. The exterior of the dungeon may be featured in the painting itself. Okay, so the I'll just put down landscape. Maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't, but I like the fact that I have the other 2 to choose from. The landscape may or may not work for me. Okay, all right, moving along. Now we have statues. Maybe there's some statues in here. Let's see what kind of statues we have. Okay, 4. There's a statue of a despised deity, a god or deity or other divine being that the dungeon inhabits hate and despise has been depicted as menacing and dangerous. All right, so let's say a statue. Maybe the painting is of that as well. Statue of despised deity. Okay, and maybe it's some sort of a maybe it's where the deity is kind of a cruel, evil overlord type. Okay, so it has of course that's what maniacal overlords, dictators, tyrants, right? So cruel, evil. So they have a statue of themselves and a painting of themselves. They're very vain, which once again leads me to dragons. Okay. So a statue of a despised deity, and I'm also going to put dragon there. Okay. All right. What else might there be? Let's go ahead and put another D20. Let's see. What is this? This is D20. So let's try another one. Is there another statue? 4. Oh, no, I can't roll. I'll roll that again. Okay. 17. Let's see what's there. Okay. A respected deity. The dungeon inhabitants have depicted a god, deity, or other divine being whom they cautiously respect as powerful and aloof. I'm wondering then if there's a statue of a respected deity, then maybe that could be the MacGuffin, right? Maybe they're going into this place to retrieve a statue of a respected deity. And this place used to belong to them until the nasty negative deity or dragon came along. So we'll see. But I like those. I'll keep those ideas for sure. All right. Moving along. Memorials. Now this works out well because there was one of our things that we had, one of our rooms we had was I think it was a burial room, something like that. So let's see what the memorial will do. Okay, so this will be a D12. Let's go ahead and roll that. A 4. What is this memorial of? It is a cataclysm memorial. This major cataclysm, likely natural in origin, or at least occurring on an epic geological scale, may have led to the construction or even the creation of the dungeon. So, okay, so let's put a cataclysm there. because that goes with the portal. I'm thinking the portal too, because if that happened, let's say the thing was built and had to be transported, they came through the portal, and part of the memorial is that there's a cataclysm of some kind. So let's see, cataclysm. Okay, memorial. Let's try a couple others. It's okay. I'm just spitballing. Once again, I'm not gonna say yay or nay on this yet. A 6, a death memorial. The memorial's creator greatly feared or respected a particular individual or individuals. The memorial may show the scene of the death and give clues to the true perpetrators. The memorial may, in fact, be a tomb, whether this is obvious or not. Okay, so is maybe a death memorial. I'm going to roll one more, just to kind of get some ideas flowing. Okay, a 7. A hero memorial. The memorial's creator held a great deal of esteem for a particular hero of importance. The current dungeon inhabitants may fear or revere the statue of this hero depending on their history. Okay, so we will see about that. That hero could be some sort of, and a hero can be, once again, evil dragons have heroes too. So a hero may not be a hero in the traditional sense, but it may be a hero in the sense of, the anti-hero. Right? Maybe an anti-paladin. That would be fun. An anti-paladin. Put that down there. Maybe. All right, moving right along. Memorials. All right, now we have a dungeon prison. We said there was a prison in here, and now we got a prison. So what do we have here? This is a D20. So let's go ahead and roll the D20. What is unique about this prison? A 19. Okay, a 19. What is unique about this prison? It's prison quirks. So let's see what they're going to have here. 19 would be webs. Strong strands of webbing or other adhesive material make up this prison. Prisoners are kept mostly immobilized by webbing, which may be flammable or have other unexpected vulnerabilities. Now, if there's going to be webs there, I'm wondering though. Once again, this is a Modron kind of thing. Could there be an iron spider of some kind? Maybe a big iron spider, right? A steampunk spider, maybe. And also, since you're gonna have, maybe we can have a let's see. Let me think on that for a second. All right, so an iron, maybe a big giant. Or what is another quirk we can have? Let's see. 11. Okay. 11 is a pit. The prison contains its prisoners by virtue of being a sheer, unclimbable pit. Prisoners are likely lowered in with the intention that they will never leave. There may not even be a path to ascend. Flying characters may be given additional security or measures to restrain them. So a pit, maybe. Go a la Batman, right? You got to climb your way out somehow. I'm just going to put Batman in parentheses. I'm Batman. Okay. And let's try one other thing. Once again, I may not use any of these or all of these. We'll see, but I'm going to roll them up just to. Once again, this is an exercise in creativity, right? This is just getting the brain flowing, getting your where you can combine things and put things in motion that you would not otherwise do. All right, so a 14. This is another prison quirk. So a 14, supernaturally guarded. I like that. Forces that are more than human guard this prison, whether they are undead, constructor, or mystical in their ways. They are much more difficult to deceive or elude than equipment. Now, I like that. So let's try some sort of, maybe the Iron Spider. Maybe the Iron Spider is the guard, right? The Iron Spider is the guard over the pit. And you can't get out because you have big giant spider, metal spider that's got like drills and things like that. And like instead of like a stinger, it has a drill that will drill you. Okay. All right. So a big giant spider that guards a pit. I like that. All right. Connections. Any number of passages, tunnels, bridges, or otherwise. I'm just going to skip this and go straight to bridges. I think it is. Vertical connections, hallways, stairs. We're going to move on from that. Let's go to bridges because I think because there are these metal gratings up top, they're all like little bridges, but there may be some bridges that have something to them. And I'm not going to roll on bridges to what kind of bridges. We're already established that the bridges are metal. They are like grating. And so bridge width, though, let's see how big these are. So I have an idea if somebody asks me, how big are they? An 8. They are wide. So there's maybe one particular bridge that's 20 feet wide. Wow, something big can happen on that. That's 20-foot wide bridge. Big things can happen on that bridge. There can be a battle on that bridge, which I am all for. Okay? I like it. I like it. Okay? All right, so let's go on. Keep moving through. Magical bridge property. So maybe this is a magical bridge of some kind. Let's see what the bridge is. And this is a D8. Okay? Put the D8 here. Let's see if there's magical properties that will work with this. A 2. A concealed bridge. I'll write that down. Let's see. Concealed. Okay. The bridge has been built, modified, or otherwise made to look like the surrounding space through concealing techniques or optical illusions. Care must be taken while crossing it. It is unwise to assume excuse me. It is unwise to assume that it goes in a straight line. Let's see. Let's try something else. That's okay. We'll put it on there. 3. Floating islands. Irregular floating islands with large or small gaps between them must be jumped or otherwise. Now I like that. So what if there's this bridge is a string of islands, island gratings. So you have these gratings that you have to, and each one is going to be maybe a 20 by 20. No, I don't know. We'll see. It says 20 feet. I'm wondering if maybe, 20 by 20 sounds good. 20 foot by 20 foot. These are big gratings. Okay, so it's 20 foot by 20 foot, and you've got to move across, and maybe that big giant cauldron. I think it's right over the cauldron, right? So let's put the cauldron underneath this giant island, this big smelting pot of metal where all this is happening. And I'm also thinking like Terminator, right? Where you know how they're climbing in Terminator 2 especially. Terminator 2 where they're climbing all through the thing, and then they climb up these metal stairs, and then you have the big giant smelting, the big giant pit down below with the fire and all that. So I'm thinking that's maybe where you have these moving pots of lava or that kind of stuff that's molten metal. I like that. So we'll go with that. Let's that would be good. Let's go with that. All right, let's carry on. And I didn't really give it a it's not a magical, but it is floating islands. So they are floating. So that's good. So they're floating. All right. Chasms. So how far then is it from, we'll say how far is it down? Okay. From those floating islands to the cauldron. 14. 300 feet. All right, so it's 300 feet from the islands to the cauldron will be 300 feet. And then the pit, let's see how big the pit is going to be that they're going to be prisoners in. A 7. It's going to be 20 feet deep with rough walls. That's fair. I like that. 20 foot, let me put that up here. 20 feet deep. And rough walls. In case anybody, maybe somebody's down there, right? Maybe there's somebody in there already. Maybe the hero that we're talking about, or maybe something like that is down in the pit already, right? We don't know. Let's see. Bottom of the pit. Well, we're not going to put anything on the bottom of the pit because it's just a prison at that point. I'm not going to say that we have any rivers down there. Although maybe rivers of, if there's like some sort of river of molten metal, I'll write that down. River of molten metal. Okay. Doors and barriers. Maybe there's one, right? We're just going to do this is a D100, and let's see what we have as far as doors. Not all the doors. A 60. Let's see, 60. A single trap protects this door. So there's going to be some traps. Okay? So there will be some trap doors. How many trap doors will there be? There's going to be 4 trapped doors. I'll figure that out later. But we got some doors. The door material, we're already going to know it's going to be metal. Are there any supernatural doors? I'm going to say the portal is going to act as the supernatural door. But I'm going to just say, maybe there's some weirdness in here. I think I think we've gotten away from, I think everything's very, I don't know, in our minds, I think it's very cut and dry sometimes. And I think just D&D just needs to get weirder, right? It just needs to, like, when you're fighting, I know there's a time for orcs, there's a time for kobolds, there's a time for all those things. But I think there needs to be just a time for just weirdness. So let's see here. This is going to be another D100. That's going to be, let's see. I rolled 100. There's no 108. Let's see here. Let's try it again. 93. I like it. Maybe there's a supernatural door. Maybe this is what the portal is. The portal is a door of some kind, right? A secret mimic. The door is actually a kind of a shapeshifter disguised as a door, ready to attack anyone. All right, so we'll say it was, of course, a mimic, right? Of course it's a mimic. What else would it be? All right, so go from there. Door concealments. So what is hiding the portal? Okay, what is this portal in? It's just not out in the open, right? Let's go D20. 13. It is going to be, this portal is hidden. It is overgrown. The door has become overgrown by vines, mold, or, there's maybe the mud, right, that we talked about, or other plant or fungal life. Well, it's okay. Let's roll it again. 16. Statue. A statue or some other large, heavy object hides this door. It cannot be detected, or at least cannot be opened until the statue or object has been moved, lifted out of the way. There are likely grooves, tracks, or other means for assisting in moving the object. That is, assuming the intended opener would require such assistance. So, we have a statue of maybe the evil whoever. Could be an evil dragon. Could be an evil artificer. Would be fun. And it could be an evil deity. And I think maybe the portal will be in the statue. Portal will be in the statue. So they got to figure out how to connect, how to open this portal that's in the statue. Okay? Is there a lock on the portal? Well, let's see. A 9. It's an average lock. Well, that's interesting. Okay, just an average lock. Somebody said we're just gonna have an average lock on this portal that goes somewhere or does something. Probably, and I see magical lock on here. I'm going to say that there's a magical lock on there, right? Just to choose. It gives me options, so I'm going to take the option and go magical, okay? Let's see. Then we're going to go unique sealing method. Nope, not going to go with that. We're going to go over to... Wow, that's a D100 there. Wow, that's it. Okay. So this is the... Let me just check this out. Let me make sure I'm not skipping something. It says, locks are far from the only obstacle that may keep characters from opening a door or other barrier in the dungeon. These unique methods of magical and non-magical sealing are described in terms of doors, but just as easily could keep shut a chest, armoire, trapdoor, cupboard, or other such opening. So maybe this could be the sealing on the chest. Roll on this table to generate a unique way for this aperture to present an obstacle to characters. All right, let's go with that. Let's go D100, and we'll put this on the chest, not the portal. Okay? And we'll roll a couple of these because each chest will be different. So let's go ahead and roll that. Okay? A 93. Man, we're rolling high tonight. 93. Okay? 93. The door is badly stuck and requires a solid push or shove from a strong character in order to force it open. Once the door opens or unstuck, it will stay unstuck. Okay, so it is so there is a stuck chest. Why is it stuck? We don't know. Maybe something's inside of it, trying to keep it. Something's in the chest, trying to keep it from being opened. Okay, we'll put something inside. All right. Let's try a couple other options. Let's see what else we get. A 65. 65. All right, 65 is magically stuck. Magically stuck. Okay, something is magically stuck. Why is it magically stuck? All right, magically stuck. Wedged shut by magical means. This door requires magical abilities to supernaturally strong push or shove to overcome its inertia. Once the door becomes unstuck, it will likely stay unstuck, but may be hard to shut again. All right, so if it's magically shut, I'm going to say there could be magic items in there, right? In other words, it has been magically sealed so that the magic items in it would not be stolen. Okay. All right, let's try. I said I had 4 chests, so we'll do 4 ceilings. Okay. What do we got? 19. All right, let's go 19. This door, it says this door, but we'll say this chest is shut with a metal bolt or bolts that can be retracted from the other side of the chest. The bolts fit into sockets in the door frame and make the door much more difficult to knock down. So this is bolted from the inside, maybe. Why? Bolted from inside. Something lives in there. Or maybe it goes down. Maybe there's like stairs in there, and this leads to that one of those rooms that we talked about, right? There's a chest, and you go down into the chest. In the chest is some stairs. You go down there, and that actually leads to one of our rooms. Man, that's good. I like that. I like that. All right, one more. 80. Let's see what 80 is. 80. A rigged handle. When gripped incorrectly or carelessly, this door handle releases or contains a trap. Harms the appendage gripping the handle or otherwise hinders attempts to open the door. The door might require extra care to open. So this is a rigged handle. It could be rigged with, I'm going to say, a spell. Could be spikes. Something that if you touch it over and over, in other words, it's not a one-time thing. It's not going to go away. And I'm thinking like electric shock. Some sort of electric shock. Something that if you touch it, something happens. Maybe an area spell. Maybe some sort of anti-gravity where if you touch it, everybody goes up in the air. Something like that. All right, so those are my 4 there. And we are done. Look at that. Only took us 3 sessions to do it, but we have finished our dungeon here with random tables, dungeons, and layers. And that was fun. I don't know. Did you guys like that? Did you guys enjoy that? I hope you did. It was fun for me to do because now I have like this whole dungeon that I can do. Leave me a comment below if you enjoyed it. Also, I have we could do random cities and towns. Maybe there's a town nearby that they're going to go into, and we could have some fun with that as well. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Appreciate you guys hanging out, being a part. Like I said, if you like this video, be sure to go and hit the thumbs up button. That tells me you like it and you want more of them. And if you haven't watched any of the other videos, they'll be, I'm sure, right over here somewhere. Yeah, over here, they'll be where you can watch some of the other ones and see what I rolled up in the other ones. And I'll do one last video of this, and I will put all these things together, and maybe I will have a cohesive idea. I'll put the maps together. I'll put all that stuff together to see what it looks like, right? All right, that's it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate it again, you guys being a part, hanging out. Leave your comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, all right? We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.